1000 LB Sisters exclusive. Amy Slaton collapses over losing her kids. TLC never aired this footage. The cameras of 1000 LB Sisters have captured some of the most emotional, shocking, and inspiring moments in reality TV history. But what fans didn't see, what TLC allegedly decided not to air, is perhaps the darkest chapter in Amy Slaton's life. According to production insiders and those close to the Slaton family, Amy suffered a complete emotional collapse after temporarily losing custody of her children. What unfolded behind the scenes was raw, heartbreaking, and too real for television. It all began quietly. Amy Slaton, once celebrated for her dramatic weight loss and newfound independence, had been struggling off camera. Friends say she was juggling too much raising two young sons, coping with her separation from her husband Michael Halterman, and filming another intense season of 1000 LB Sisters. While the show often highlights the sisters' humor and resilience, Amy's reality was far from cheerful. Amy was exhausted, said one close friend. She was trying to be a full-time mom, manage her mental health, and deal with constant filming pressure. Something had to give. In early 2025, Amy's world reportedly shattered. After a heated argument at home and a series of welfare checks, social services intervened, temporarily removing her two young boys from her care. Sources close to production claim that TLC cameras were rolling the day Amy received the news, but the network chose to cut the footage from the final episodes. What happened next is described by crew members as one of the most emotional moments ever filmed. When she got the call, Amy just collapsed, a producer revealed. She screamed, cried, begged. She kept saying, "Please don't take my babies, I'll do better." It was raw, painful, and real. Everyone on set was in tears. According to the insider, Amy fell to the floor, trembling uncontrollably as her sister Amanda Halterman tried to comfort her. Tammy Slaton, who was visiting that day, reportedly cried too, something fans rarely see from her. Tammy told Amy, "You're stronger than this, sis. We'll get them back." But Amy could barely breathe between sobs. "They're my life, Tammy," she kept repeating. "I can't live without them." The footage was allegedly reviewed by TLC executives who decided it was too sensitive to broadcast. "It was heartbreaking," another insider said. "They wanted to protect Amy's dignity. She was in a very vulnerable state." After the camera stopped, Amy withdrew from the public eye. She deleted several social media posts, avoided fan interactions, and skipped a few filming days. Insiders say she checked into therapy and began working with parenting counselors to stabilize her situation. She knew she had to fight, Amanda shared during a later interview. "Amy loves her boys more than anything. She made mistakes, but she owned up to them." Amy's depression reportedly deepened during this period. She felt isolated, humiliated, and terrified that she might never regain full custody. She didn't want to get out of bed, a family friend said. She felt like a failure as a mom, as a woman, as a person on TV. Losing her kids broke her. The Slaton family, often known for their chaos and humor, united in support. Tammy, now healthier and emotionally stronger after her own weight loss success, stepped up to help her sister. She reminded Amy how far she'd come from near-death obesity to being a loving mother and TV star. Tammy reportedly told producers, "If y'all don't help her, I'll quit." That moment shifted everything. The crew worked quietly behind the scenes to give Amy space and support. Amanda and Chris Combs visited Amy daily, cooking meals and keeping her company. "We weren't going to let her fall apart completely," Chris later said. We've all been through hell, but family sticks together. Weeks later, Amy began to fight back. Through therapy and cooperation with child services, she started rebuilding her stability. She attended parenting classes, adjusted her home environment, and leaned heavily on her sisters. It was like watching her rise from ashes, Tammy said. She started smiling again, cleaning the house, cooking like old Amy. Eventually, Amy was granted supervised visits, and then unsupervised ones. Seeing her sons again for the first time after weeks apart was an emotional reunion few will forget. Although TLC cameras were present, the crew chose to film from a distance, respecting the family's privacy. When those boys ran into her arms, she broke down again, but this time it was from joy, said an eyewitness. Everyone was crying, even the cameramen. So why didn't fans see any of this on the show? According to insiders, TLC executives decided the storyline was too dark and potentially damaging to Amy's public image. They wanted to focus on the sisters' growth and positive transformations, one producer said. Showing Amy's breakdown could have made viewers uncomfortable, and she wasn't in a good headspace to relive it. But for many fans, that missing footage would have offered a deeper, more human understanding of Amy. Reality television often glamorizes struggle, but Amy's experience was painfully real, the kind that doesn't fit neatly into a 42-minute episode. Today, Amy Slaton continues to heal. She has regained partial custody of her children and maintains a cautious relationship with TLC. While she still films for 1000 LB Sisters, sources say she's drawing firmer boundaries and prioritizing her mental health. She's learned that being a mom comes first, Amanda shared recently. TV doesn't matter as much anymore. Her kids are her everything. Amy has also become more open about her emotional health. In a private post shared with fans, she wrote, "Sometimes life knocks you down so hard, you forget how to breathe. But when you stand back up, even shaking, you're stronger than before." When rumors of the unaired footage began spreading online, fans flooded social media with support. "Amy's been through so much. She deserves peace," one fan wrote on Reddit. Another said, "TLC should have shown it not to exploit her, but to help people understand what postpartum and mental exhaustion can do." Some fans even started petitions urging TLC to release a special episode or documentary focusing on Amy's unseen struggles, calling it the real story of 1000 LB Sisters. Though much of Amy's darkest chapter remains unseen, its impact continues to shape her story. Behind every viral moment, every meme, and every episode filled with laughter, there's a woman who fought her way back from emotional ruin. Amy Slaton's collapse wasn't the end, it was the beginning of her rebirth. Today, she stands stronger, wiser, and more determined to build a future for herself and her children. She may have fallen, but she rose again, proof that even in the shadow of pain, there can be light, love, and redemption.